good information for all of us. Sit tall in your chair. Imagine that there's a cord coming from the tip of your tailbone all the way through crown of head, and that cord is lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. Tone the belly and reach the arms up overhead. If this hurts your shoulders, reach out to the sides. Keep your hands lower. Stretch nice and long, as if you're extending that cord even longer, stretching even longer. Let's sway from side to side. If your arms are out to the side, it would look like this. And if that's uncomfortable, put your hands on your hips. I want you to notice what your feet feel like as you sway from side to side. Is there a transfer of weight? Is there more pressure on one and then the other? Is there lack of sensation? Just noticing what's happening with the feet. There's no wrong or right answer. Pause in the middle, arms into goalpost position, spread to the fingers and press the arms back. And then release, press them back and release. Keep breathing, breathe as deeply as you can. Feeling this nice squeeze between the shoulder blades. Using our shoulder blade muscles that draw our shoulders back, combating our posture that is usually rounding forward. Hands to lap, and let's make cat-cow. Arching the back, the belly and the chest are reaching forward. This is a back bend. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, pull the belly back and round. Empty the belly, pull it back to the spine, pull it back to the spine. And then let's add this movement to our breath. So when we're inhaling, we're arching. When we're exhaling, we're pulling the belly button back. Keep going. I'm going to adjust my screen and the lighting here. We do cat-cow for longer than, typically longer, because it's so good for our nervous system. Yoga is good for our nervous system in general, for sure. There's lots of research about that. Cat-cow is like hyperactive and agitated, or just feeling kind of anxious. This lessens that. It also does the opposite. If we're feeling sluggish or foggy or depressed or just sleepy and sluggish, this will lift us up. Kind of like that mid-afternoon cookie we want to have. Cat-cow is better for us than the cookie. Let's open up our arms, breathe in. This is a back bend. Press the hands back. Exhale, give yourself a hug. Check to see which arm is on top. We're going to do this a couple more times, switching the top arm. Inhale to open up. Exhale to hug other arm on top. Two more. One more time on each side. It's a good morning to practice yoga. Awesome. Let's reach one arm up and over. Bend, half moon. Again, if it hurts your shoulders to reach your hand up, keep it on the hip, down low. Come on up to center, other side. Reach, reach. Feel the lift more than the over. Back, one more time each side. If you need to grunt, go ahead and grunt. You're muted. By you. Awesome. That's great. Hands on the hips. Come to seated mountain. Hands on the thighs, I mean. Come to seated mountain. Sit up nice and tall. Engage the belly. Let's start to hula hoop the rib cage. Nice and small. Hula hooping. Then spiral it out. The hula hoop's getting bigger and bigger. I wore my special yoga pants just for you today. It's got tulips on it. They're my springtime yoga pants. My crazy yoga pants. Bigger, come into the biggest circle, finding the edges of that biggest circle, and then change direction. Stay big, new direction, exploring the edges of this direction. And after 2 or 3 times around, we'll start to spiral in a little smaller with each circle. This takes a lot of core awareness. We're activating our core muscles and working them how we normally don't work them. Coming to a smaller circle now. Tiny, tiny hula hoop. And then pause in seated mountain. Sit up nice and tall. Let's roll, shrug one shoulder way up and roll it back and let it just settle there. Shrug the other shoulder up, roll it back and let it settle there. Notice how far back your shoulders are. Now lift through the crown of head. Imagine that you're in Catholic school and a nun is holding your ears and she's tugging your ears up and back, up and back, up and back. This is a friendly nun. It's a gentle tug. Sitting up nice and tall. So now our head is back and up, just like our shoulders. This is a nice posture to practice sitting in. Feel your tummy engage. Good. Okay, let's pinch the first finger and thumb together. Reach one arm forward, one elbow back. And we're twisting with that tall posture. And then we'll switch sides. Jogging the arms with a tall posture. I like to lift the opposite heel. And I like to breathe while I'm doing this. I hope you're breathing with me. Twisting this nice lengthened posture. So some of you may be able to turn the head and look from side to side as you jog. Some of you may not. That may make you dizzy. I'm in that camp. So I need to look straight ahead to where I'm going, to where I'm jogging to. Window. I'm gonna jog right out my window. Breathe. If you want to get super fancy and show off, kick that opposite foot. If you're really not into showing off, just lift the heel or just move the upper body. Whatever floats your boat this morning. Whew. Good. Nice. Let's hold this twist now. When the left arm is reaching out, cross it over to the right leg. Sit up nice and tall. Allow the body, the belly to soften to the right, then the ribs, then the shoulders. Feel the breath and motion. So the motion here, the rhythm is the breath, not the movement so much of the body. Look behind you somewhere, stretch your eyeballs. Breathe. Couple deep breaths. Allow this deep breathing to help wring the lungs out. So good. Awesome. Release the hands and allow the body to untwist facing forward. Let's shimmy and shake, rock and roll, bounce the arms, bounce the shoulders, bounce the rib cage, bounce the legs, bounce whatever can be bounced. Shake it up. Shimmy and shake it up. Keep going. Shake it out. This is nice for our nervous system too. We'll see this in the Summer Olympics when the sprinters, the swimmers and the runners get ready to do their sprint. They'll shake their hands and their legs to get rid of that nervous energy. Whoo, okay, pause in stillness, seated mountain. And your body may look still, but do you feel the motion swirling around? Notice if you do. You may not feel it, but you may. There's a lot of energy swirling around right now. Awesome. Let's return to the jog. Gyan Mudra. Press your thumb and first finger together. Reach the other 3 fingers forward. Jog is long this time. Just getting the spine ready to twist in the other direction. Now, when the right arm is reaching out, cross it over to the left leg, hold the chair seat, sit up nice and tall. A lengthened spine is happiest when it's a twisted spine is happiest when it's lengthened. The belly turns to the left a bit, the ribs, the shoulders, and then the gaze. We always do twists in yoga, and it's also a shoulder opener. It's not just twisting the torso, it's also opening the shoulder. When we're twisted to the left, it's the right shoulder that's opening. So roll that right shoulder back and maybe adjust the hand somewhere down low. It opens more easily if the hand is lower rather than up on the top of the back of the seat. And just allow that shoulder to roll back. Breathe, 2 more breaths. All right, release the hands, come on back. It's official. Our spinal column is now warmed up and ready for the rest of yoga class. Yay, 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 yay. Let's do sun salutation. We'll start with 3 sun breaths. First, inhale to reach up. If it hurts your shoulders, reach out to the side. On the exhale, press the palms together in the middle. 2 more. Inhale, reach out or up. Exhale, press palms together. The elbows are drawing in too. They're not sticking way, way out. 1 more. We'll add a forward fold now. Inhale to reach out or up. Exhale, hands gently to the lap, lean forward. We're hinging at the hips with a nice flat back. Lengthen on your inhale. On the exhale, lean forward more. Peek over the cliff. See if you can see way down at the bottom of the valley. Breathe. Lengthen the neck, lengthen the waist, push down to the feet. Maybe there's more available in your forward fold. Maybe the head can drop, maybe the arms can lower down. The only people that should not drop their head causes pain, number 1. If you have glaucoma, number 2, keep your head up higher than your heart. And if you have untreated high blood pressure. If you're on blood pressure medication, you can lower your head. If you're not on blood pressure medication, keep your head up a bit. We just don't want wonkiness circulation in our head. All right, 1 more breath in the forward fold. The hands on the lap. Push yourself up very slowly because this affects all of the blood pressure in our head. So we want to come up slowly so we're not getting dizzy. And then when you're halfway up, shrug the shoulders to the ears, squeeze them behind you, and reach the chest out, coming into cobra back bend. Float the hands up in front of the shoulders, spread through the fingers, squeeze the elbows back and in. Zip up the belly, feel your feet. Push down to the feet as your chest reaches forward more. Breathe, cobra, smiling cobra. Let this be a smiling cobra. So good. Breathe. Next time you breathe out, push your hands forward as your torso comes upright. Tuck the thumbs in, wrap the fingers gently around and twirl the wrists. Breathe. And next we will connect heaven and earth. Open up the hands, flex the wrists. It's not easy, do your best. And then reach 1 palm to the ceiling, 1 palm to the floor. Out to the sides if you have shoulder issues. Inhale position. Exhale, we cross the wrists in front of us. Lotus mudra. Change sides. palm down, palm up. The palms are flexed. Inhale, exhale, lotus. Couple more times each side, connecting heaven and earth. And this is another balancing energy move. I'm all about energy. Fascinating to me. The energy of our bodies, the energy of nature, trees. Did you know trees communicate with one another on a different wavelength? Scientists record plants and trees singing. It's really cool. I think it was started in Italy with a scientist in Italy first. Okay, hands to the lap. Sun salute number 2. Inhale, reach out or up. Exhale, fold. Halfway, pause halfway to re-lengthen the spine. And then fold more, hinging at the hips. Maybe the head drops, maybe the arms drop. Your body decides. One more breath. Hands slide up to the lap, push into the lap to unfold, pausing halfway again, preparing for smiling cobra. Shrug the shoulders up, roll them back, hands float up. This time push down to the feet and imagine you're holding a beach ball between the knees. Hold that beach ball, zip up the belly, contract the belly. Smiling cobra, squeeze those elbows back and in. Good, push yourself back. Hands to the lap. Let's add a half moon. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, over. Stretch those hands apart. Inhale up to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale up to center. Hands lower, palms face up. We're going to do some walking on our hips, our sitting bones. So use your hands like little shovels and scoop the flesh off the sitting bones. Scoop it behind you. Excuse me. So that they're more exposed to the chair seat. Snuggle them down so you can feel them. These are our connection points, our earthing points. We can ground down through our sitting bones. We can also ground down through our feet. So we have 4 connection points to sweet Mother Earth right now. Our 2 sitting bones, our 2 feet. Get familiar with how those 4 connection points feel. And now we're going to walk our hips forward and back. Forward, walking back. How many times forward and how many times back depends on where you are on the seat. Don't walk off the seat. And obviously, we're stopping before we reach the back rest. Just walking back and forth, 1 or 2 steps with our sitting bones in each direction. And then even them up so you're halfway forward on the seat, maybe a little bit more. You're safely on the chair, but there's space behind you. Your hands you can move your hands behind you. Sit up nice and tall in seated mountain. Reach your arms forward like mummy arms, palms face down. Lift the chest and then lean back. Keep the chest lifted. Zip up the belly like you're zipping up a pair of jeans that shrunk in the dryer. Zip it up, lift the chest, pulse the arms. Breathe, keep the chest lifted. As soon as the torso caves down, the chest caves in, you've probably leaned back too far. So lean forward a bit more so that you can keep the front of the torso tall. So now we can, as we're pulsing the arms, we could get fancy with the feet, lifting the heels maybe, or lifting one leg straight out, toes are pointing up. These are all optional. Showing up is all that matters. Showing up and breathing. That's the yoga practice. If you lifted a foot, lower it down and lift the other one. Keep pulsing the arms, keep lifting the chest. This is Pilates. Pilates 100. If your foot's lifted, lower it down. Let's all walk our feet farther away from us. Flat, or the toes can be up and we can just be on our heels. Lift the chest and let's pull on the rope. It's chest height. It's a heavy rope. There's a big, 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 ginormous pot of gold at the end of this rope. We're pulling this big, 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 ginormous pot of gold towards us. Pull that heavy pot. Got it. So good for our core strength. Whew, we're creating heat in the body, heat to burn away everything we don't need. Awesome. Feet flat if they're not already, hands on the lap, walk your feet back, take a rest in seated mountain. Whoo, it's getting hot in here, boy. Breathe. Let's cool it down with Konasana, butterfly pose. Walk the feet together and come to the outsides of the feet, the soles of feet touching, the knees dropped wide. If you have blocks or a second chair, the feet can go up onto the second chair seat or elevate on the blocks or a footstool. Let's sweep off the inner thighs. And then rest the hands on the legs, sit up nice and tall. Purse your lips so there's a little hole, like you're breathing in through a straw. Hold the inhale in your mouth, close the lips, breathe out the nose. We're breathing in, sucking air in through that little straw, the little hole that our lips make. Then when the inhale ends, we close the mouth and breathe out the nose. Try about 5 more of those. Breathing in the straw of the mouth, breathing out the nose. This is a cooling breath. And we're also concentrating, taking our focus away from our hips. You have tight hips like I do. We want the focus to be away from the hips. The distraction is welcome. 3 more breaths this way. Crow breath. Awesome. Before we leave Baddha Konasana, place your hands in Anjali Mudra at the chest. Press your palms together. Zip up those tight blue jeans. Suck that belly in gently. Lift the chest. Bow forward, pushing the chest into the hands. We're hinging forward with a flat back. We may go a little bit. We may go far. It depends on your hips. And your safety on the chair, of course. Safety first, always. Press those feet together. Press them together, press them together. Allow the thighs to be heavy. Breathe, lengthen the spine. All right, come on up. Close the knees, use your hands to help. Place your feet on the floor. Let's take some warrior poses. So sitting face forward, lift the right leg and put it somewhere to the right. How far over it goes depends on your chair and your hips. If you have an arm on your chair, you might not be able to place the leg very far. So look down at your ankles and make sure your ankles are under your knees. So we have a nice square angle at the knee joint. Push your feet down into the floor and keep your knees stable over the ankles. Hands to the hips. Turn your torso towards the right leg, the leg that's pointing more forward off your chair. Lengthen the neck, lift up. Pretend the nun has your ears and she's gently pulling your ears up and back, up and back. Good posture, Johnny, good posture. Arms out to T. the T. Really reach those arms out. Flip the palms up so the shoulders roll back. You're still T-shaped. Good. Now we're going to go, this is warrior two. Turn your head to the right hand. The hand that's off to the leg that's on the side. Breathe. Shift the rib cage in that direction and then come on back to center. Shift the rib cage, come back to center. Your best friend is pulling you by the right hand to the right. Go, and you bounce back to center. Do that a couple more times. Be kind to the neck. If it hurts your neck to look to the side, just look forward. Find a place for your head that's gentle on the neck. Next time you're reaching to the right, put the right forearm on the leg and sweep the left arm in a big circle. Bother some shoulders. If it does, put your hands on the shoulder and sweep the elbow in a circle. Breathe. If any movement bothers the shoulder, keep the hand on the hip and just hold side angle. This is side angle. Great posture. Into triangle. Next time the elbow is back and up, straighten the arm or leave it on the waist. Straighten the right arm inside. Lift and stretch the hands apart. This is a lifting up posture. Really lift up with the left shoulder, left hand, and maybe look up there. Breathe, triangle. Press your feet down into the earth, stabilize the knees. Tilt back up to warrior two, turn your head to the right. Pause with hands on lap, and now our body's neutral. The belly button, chest, and head are center of the legs. Breathe. From here, we'll take goddess pose. Pinch the first finger and thumb together like you're making the OK symbol. Reach the elbows up, press the hands back. Zip up those tight jeans, push the feet into the floor. Breathe. Lift the heels. Breathing. Good. If the heels are lifted, lower them. Place your hands on the lap. Hinge forward, peek over the cliff. Then the cliff. What's down there? Oh no, pot of gold is down there. Put your elbows on the lap. Has our pot of gold. Breathe. Place the hands on the lap, dip the left shoulder forward. Look behind the right shoulder, look to the right. Come on back to center, dip the right shoulder, past the left. One more time each side. Got this, you're moving. You showed up, you're breathing. Showing up and breathing is 99% of the practice. Everything else is just icing on the cake. And we all know how important icing on the cake is. Come back to center, pull the belly in and roll up. Roll up the spine until you're wide-legged seated mountain. Good. We're going to now, okay, I have to remember everything we do on this side, so we do the same thing on the other side. Warrior two, side angle. Then we did some fancy stuff in the middle. We're gonna do one more pose on this side called gate pose. So make the right leg straighter. The leg that is pointing more to the side, make it straighter. And then turn the toes so they're pointing forward. The foot is flat on the floor. It doesn't have to go all the way straight, just straighter. Hands to the hips, turn to look at the front, the left leg. Hands out to a T. To that side leg. The right hand can rest on the right leg. Push down, reach up. Again, if that hurts the left shoulder, keep the hand on the hip. Breathe. Good stuff. Feel the bottom of the feet and feel the lift from there. Root down to rebound up. Good. Come on up, hands to the waist. Breathe. And then bring that right leg back. Let's sit facing the front of our chair, seated mountain. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Clearing the slate, erasing past postures, clearing the slate, making room for the next postures on the other side. So lift the left leg and put it off to the side somewhere. B, L shape. No more than L shape, no farther than 90 degrees. And the most important thing is that we line our ankles up under our knees, stabilize the knees. So we have a 90-degree angle in our knee joint. Hands to the hips, press down to the feet and feel that you're lengthening through crown of head. Also feel Sister Mary tugging on the ears up and back, up and back. We're replacing the head in a back position because most of our heads, most of the day, are forward. And that's so hard on our neck. We all abuse our neck. So we're looking more to the right leg now, which is the more facing front leg. Arms out to a T. Roll the shoulders back, palms flip up. Now that friend is on our left side and they're tugging us to the left. This is a slide of the ribs, and then we go back to neutral. Slide the ribs left, back to neutral. Like a little dance we're having with our friend. Movement, our joints lubricated. We need all the lubrication we can get in our bodies. Some good flowing juiciness. Next time you're shifted to the left, lower the forearm there. The right hand can go to the waist to roll the right shoulder back. Go to the shoulder, keeping the right shoulder rolled back, or it can reach up. The left arm is holding the left knee stable over the ankle. Breathe. Side angle. We went from warrior 2 to side angle. And now we're going to go to triangle. The left arm straightens inside the leg and we reach the hands apart. The hand is on the waist. We reach the left arm down, but we keep the torso lifted. Breathe. Good. Teeter-totter back up to warrior 2. Turn your head to look to the left hand. Keep belly zipped up, growing through crown. Start lifting up and back. Place the hands on the lap. Allow the body to be neutral center. So it's looking off on a little angle to the left, right between the legs. Breathe. We're going to do what's called a wave. It's kind of like a moving cat-cow, a slow wave. We go into cow by arching the back as we hinge forward. We're leading with the chest. And then when we can't hinge lower, we pull the belly in and round up. Or fine, undulate. As we fold forward, pulling the belly in as we round up. Getting familiar with how does this feel? What is sticky? What isn't sticky? There's no right or wrong answers when we're observing our body. We're observing it as if like a scientist, as objectively as we can, which is not easy. Our culture We're used to labeling things as good, as bad. Scientists don't label things as good and bad. They use objective adjectives. Sticky, smooth, hot, cold, and even more specific than that. So that's our goal in yoga, is to become more and more objective viewers of our body, coming with curiosity. Okay, let's find a wide-legged seated mountain. Pause, feel the stillness, and also feel an emotion. Turn your palms up. All right, gate pose. So make that left leg, the leg off to the side a little straighter. Toes are pointing more forward. We find the flat foot, a straighter knee, hands to hips, turning the torso to look more to the right leg, making sure that the knee is square and over the ankle. Arms out to T. Left hand lands on the left leg somewhere, and reach up with the right hand or keep it on the hip. That feels better for me on the hip. Listen to your body. Breathe. So this is a lift up posture, and it's also a side bend. We're bending and to the left, but also lifting up. Breathe. Good. Tilt yourself back upright. Hands down. Help the left leg back to seated mountain. Boy, oh boy, where's the time going? Okay, I think we should do let's do some hip work today. So if you have a strap, you may wish to use the strap, but I will cue you both ways, with or without a strap. This is wind removing pose. We'll take wind removing pose and move to figure 4, which is very similar to tree pose. So if you have a strap, please put the strap underneath the right foot, and you hold, each hand has the one side of the strap. So our hands are separated. The strap is separated. If you don't have a strap, that's fine. Hinge forward, interlace the fingers all the way to the webbings underneath the thigh. Include the thumbs. It's a really strong stirrup grip of the hands. Let's all sit upright, and whether you're holding the strap or using your hands, the leg will come with you. The strap and the arms are like cables, picking the leg up. Our standing leg is our left leg now, the one that's on the ground. Press your foot down and make sure that knee is stable over the ankle. That's what's holding up our posture. Bend the elbows and hug the right thigh closer to you. Yes, this is weightlifting. We are lifting the weight of our leg. That can be very heavy. Breathe. Lean the torso to the thigh rather than thigh pressing the torso back. We want to keep that pelvis upright, maybe even tilting forward. Straighten the leg now by pushing the foot into the strap or pushing the heel away from you and the thigh is pushing the hand grip. Let's move it now. Hug and bend, lengthen and straighten. I hope if you're not using a strap, you didn't just put on hand lotion like I did. That makes a stirrup grip a little more challenging. Breathe. If you like connecting breath with movement, the exhale on the hug, the inhale on the straighten. This is dynamic wind removing pose. This gets the air bubbles, the gas bubbles out of our digestive system. That's the nice advantage of attending class over Zoom. If you pass gas, nobody will hear you. All right, Let's circle the leg. If you're living with somebody, they might hear you, but they've probably already heard it. Change directions. Awesome. Lift that leg up and cross it over the left leg at the ankle or on the thigh. At the ankle, the knee is down and low. On the thigh, the knee is higher, obviously, but it's open to the side. Please make sure you can maintain a tall posture. If you have a block or a footstool in front of you, you can also do the happy medium, which is the foot farther away from you, but it's still elevated and that knee is bent and open. This is the happy medium. It's all determined by your knee and hip joint. All right. So wherever that ankle landed, please make sure your left standing leg is stable, knee over ankle, and it's secure square. Hands on the lap. If you can cross the wrist somewhere, that's really nice. That's an energy move called the Wayne Cook. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe. Feel the left foot grounding you and lift up from there. Maybe hinging forward. Lead with the chest. Keep your head back. Lead with the chest. Head is on straight. Your hip will determine how far you can hinge. We leave the ego at the door at yoga. We leave the ego out of it as best as we can and let the body decide what we do. Maybe palms together. Breathe. Push into the left foot. Come on up with your posture. Let's go right into eagle pose. So eagle, if your ankle is crossed low, all we need to do is squeeze the thighs together. If you're crossed at the ankle, squeeze the thighs together. If you're crossed at the knee, cross farther so the knees are stacked now and squeeze the thighs together. Keep that bottom leg, the left leg stable. If some people can go even farther and wrap the top foot behind the calf, as long as that bottom leg stays stable and centered. This is Garudasana, eagle pose. Reach out with the arms, take a big breath in. Let's hug ourselves with the left arm on top. Left arm on top. Is in front or on top. Left arm is on top. Walk your hands back. Sit tall. Or keep the elbows crossed and hold the hands, crossing at the wrists. Hold the shoulders, the thumbs or hands, whatever works for you. Breathe. Lift the elbows up. You're up. Squeeze those thighs together. Garudasana, eagle, strong eagle. Breathe. One more breath. Feel that breath in the upper back. Awesome. Unwrap the arms. Lift that leg off. Bounce it out. Rub the thighs. Awesome job, everybody. Good work. Happy body. Time to do the left side. With the strap under the left foot. And remember, the arms stay separate. The strap stays open. So we're using both hands equally. Or we hinge forward, interlace the fingers under the thigh all the way, include the thumbs, cross those thumbs over. We all sit up straight and the leg will come with us. And this is when we stabilize the right leg now. Our right leg is our standing leg. The knee is stable over the ankle. It's square. It's rooting down. And then we bend the elbows and hug the left thigh towards us. And more importantly, our torso is leaning into the left thigh. Breathe. We're looking for compression in the low left belly. Breathe. Good. Now straighten the leg, push that foot into the strap or reach out through the heel and push the thigh into the grip. Breathe. And then we'll move. Exhale when we bend and hug. Inhale when the leg's straighter. We start with the right side for when removing. We're following the path of digestion. Left side is the descending colon. So now we're squeezing gas bubbles out of the descending colon. Good for digestion. It's good for our hip joint. We're self-lubricating machines. The more we move, the more that lubrication will be manufactured. Okay, next time your knee is bent, circle the thigh. As big circle as you can, nice and slow. And then change directions. Yes, it is weightlifting. Some of us more than others. All right, what did we do next? Oh, we did tree pose. So we cross the ankle over, left ankle over right, and the knee drops open. The right leg stays stable. So we don't want this right knee falling out or falling in. We want it firm and stable over the above the ankle. The other possibility, the other extreme is ankle over thigh, right thigh. If you can breathe smoothly and keep your posture tall, that's an indication of you're in the right Goldilocks zone. If your back is rounding and your pelvis is tilting backwards, your foot is too high. Your back is taking the pose, and that's the wrong place. So maybe somewhere in between, a block or footstool in front of you. This is better for my posture, my foot not so close. So use ankle over ankle, ankle on a prop in front of you or off to the right side or on the thigh. Figure it out. We take our time setting up the posture because we want growth. We want to learn what is good for my body today. Breathe. Press your palms together, sit up nice and tall. Push that right foot, stabilize the right knee over the ankle, and hinge forward. Pose hinging forward. This tree, figure 4, they're very, very similar. Breathe. Push into the right foot to unhinge. And now we go into eagle pose. So if you're crossed at the ankle, just all it is squeezing the thighs together. Really strong inner thigh, squeezing together. And that bottom leg, which is the right leg, the foot is firmly planted. The knee is firmly above the ankle. Or we can cross knee over knee, as long as our posture can stay tall. And then squeeze the thighs together here as well. This is a thigh wrapping posture. Lower body is like wet twisted ropes, intertwined. The left foot can go behind the right calf as long as the right leg stays stable. Open up the arms, breathe in. Now we hug with the right arm on top. Right arm on top. Walk, stack the elbows and walk those hands behind the shoulders. This is eagle pose, squeezing the thighs together, deep hug. Breathe, take a breath, feel it in the upper back. Maybe the hands can hold one another. Otherwise, keep your hug. Keep holding the shoulders. Respect the body. The ego at the door. Squeeze those thighs, squeeze the arms, breathe. Sit tall. I love eagle. Eagles helps my headaches, my tension headaches for sure. Breathe, one more breath. Unwrap the arms. Use your hands to get that left leg back in mountain position. Hands to the lap. Give yourself a pat on the back. You showed up. Breathe for a whole hour. Played with some things. You played with some asanas, some moves. All right, let's do some Douyin. Douyin, Chinese, this is ancient Chinese medicine. Take your left hand. I'm not mirroring you. So it looks like my right hand, but it's not. So check yourself. Look to the left and make sure it's that hand that's lifted. And you can make a gentle fist or cup with your hand. Cross it over, and with that fist or cup, tap on the right side of the neck and the top of the shoulder. Give yourself a little pat, a little recognition for showing up, taking care of yourself. And now reach your right arm out and continue tapping down the right arm. We're on the top of the arm that has the darker skin. The top of the hand, be gentle there, that skin is thin. And then flip the palm up and tap inside the palm. Now, some of us like to use the knuckles here. The palm can take it, do what feels good, and then be gentle as you go up the inner arm where the skin is lighter. We're tapping up the inner arm, getting into our lymph flow here. Raise the arm and tap into the armpit. Activating that lymphatic system to flow. Keep the arm up and tap across the low ribs, underneath the breast, low ribs, back and forth. We're letting the right lymph drain here. We're keeping the right arm as high as possible. And now both hands to the chest. And we're cupping or tapping with a gentle fist across the chest. This is called Douyin, D-O-I-N. It's Chinese medicine uses the meridians. We're tapping all the major meridians of the body. Separate the hands and go to the sides where you have side seams underneath the armpits and down the side rib cage to the waist, to the side hips, the side seams of the legs. Tapping there, outer knees, and down the outer calves. It doesn't matter how low you go. Please stay on your chair. Don't somersault off. And then move to the inner legs when you've reached your bottom point. Tapping up the inner seams of the legs. All the way to the groin. Tapping up, 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 up. Now we've got to the belly, and we want to rub the belly clockwise, up the right and down the left. Up the right and down the left. You can rub with the flat hands, or you can use your little tapping with the fists or cupped hands. It doesn't matter. Good. And then place your palms together, and with our outer thumbs, we go counterclockwise at the chest. So that's down the right and up the left. Down the right and up the left side. Awesome. Take a deep breath in. And then your right hand taps the left side of the neck. Just in fair equal time to the left side, top of the shoulder, left side of the neck. Get in there, make sure it feels good. Down the left arm, the dark skin, top of the arm, top of the hand. Flip it up, do this palm. And then up the lighter skin side of the arm. Be gentle here, that's tender skin. And into the armpit and the side of the breast. Ladies, when you take your bra off, this is a great place to massage. Men too, but obviously you're probably not taking a bra off. Okay, and then across the rib cage and to the chest again, back and forth. Now separate the hands and rub or tap with the fist or the knuckles, the low back, the kidney area. And we'll do those 3 C's, S-E-A, C of beautiful energy, like the ocean. One more time, the belly, rub the belly, C of energy. Up the right, down the left. Slow it down. C of tranquility, the heart, counterclockwise, up the left, down the right. If you're not sure what's counterclockwise or clockwise, you're not alone. It's confusing to me too, but my excuse is I'm a left-hander. All I know is the heart is up the right, down the left. Awesome. Separate the hands. The C of vitality is our kidneys. And it doesn't really matter what direction here, just rub it. C of vitality. Take a deep breath in, sigh out the mouth. Woo! Awesome class, everybody. You did amazing work. Sit back in your chair if you wish. Keep your tall posture, palms face up. Let's tense up our whole body. Squeeze your face, squeeze your shoulders, squeeze your wrists, clench your belly, maybe squeeze your thighs together. Make yourself really condensed and tight. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze one last time. On the exhale, let it all go. Hands are gently on the lap. Breath is natural breath. We're not controlling the breath. Imagine your breath is sweeping, like a gentle brush or a broom, just sweeping up and down, clearing away anything you no longer need. Sweeping away the cobwebs, dirt, dust, crumbs, sweeping it away. Now picture in your mind the legs and the feet. Legs and the feet. And our visualization of our sweeping breath, our gentle broom sweeping action, just brushing up and down our legs and feet. Sweeping away anything we no longer need. Allow that sweeping breath, the gentle broom, sweep away your toes in between your toes, ankles, knees, and then move on to the hips, low belly, waist, rib cage, everything within the torso, outer, inner, clearing away space, clearing away the dust bunnies, the cobwebs, up and down, in and out of our torso. The shoulders, up and down the arms, include the hands and the fingers. The neck, visualize the neck. The throat is included in the area. Where our voice is, our throat chakra, our trachea where we breathe. Just allow the sweeping visualization to clear it out. Clear out anything we don't need. Making space for vitality, circulation, clarity, throat and neck. And lastly, our head, our sweet head, our brain, our eyes, mouth, ears. Gentle little brush. A broom might be a little too much. Let's just picture this beautiful soft brush that we might use in a dollhouse. With this cute little dustpan, sweeping away anything we no longer need. Any junk that's accumulated in our brain, our thoughts, our eyes, ears. Awesome, amazing. And now we continue a few more breaths, the whole body again. Everything in and around the head, all the way down to the toes, sweeping in new delights, new health, new circulation, new growth, new fluid. Breathing that in, allowing it to go wherever it needs to land within us. Fresh new energy, like we open the windows and the fresh spring breeze is flowing in, beautiful, clean spring air. Awesome. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Place the hands together at the heart. Bow the head slightly. We're bowing with gratitude for one another, blessing us all with strength. We send blessings to one another and ourselves for health, happiness, joy, peace. May we be strong. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we be at peace. The light in me bows to the light in each of you with so much love and gratitude. Namaste.
Great job.